Hey everybody, welcome to Round the Twist, episode 343. It's September 9th, 2018, and we're back outdoors. I've got a Consuela somewhere behind me hunting grasshoppers, so you might see her bouncing around, but everyone else is either napping or watching football indoors, so I decided to come out and record. How you been? It's been a couple weeks, I'm sorry. I don't know what it was, I just couldn't get the motivation last week to record, so I didn't. But I'm ready. I have hot coffee that's hotter than I normally drink it because I'm not used to brewing it and being able to drink it right away. So let's start with what's on the needles. First thing is the Stained Glass Take 2. This is the Juggling Hexes pattern by Wendy Harbaugh. It is done out of Blue Moon Fiber Arts. Socks that rock light and medium weight, just scraps that either I've used or that I've been given by various people for the centers, and then the black around the edge is the Loopy U Solid Series in black. I'm using an F hook, which is, of course everything's still in here. F hook, which is a 3.75 millimeter hook, just a plain old Susan Bates. Very basic hook, nothing fancy. Let's see if I can get it. There you go. Nothing fancy, working my way through, joining on all those centers that I did a while ago. We did have a train come by just recently, so I'm sorry for the, and obviously the highway is just there, so trucks, trains, planes, trains, automobiles, it's crazy. But I added on 3 centers this week. So there's my little Progress Keeper from Melia Bella, and she's over on Etsy. And I added these next 3, and everything kind of curls until the next one's on. So it's sticking, it's curling kind of funny. So I've got this, like, I don't even know what to call it. It's kind of a pond scummy baby puke yellow. I don't know what color this is. No idea. It's out of my mom's stash. Same with this next one. That kind of reminds me of a globe. Green and blue and brown. This last one I do know. This is Marbles. I remember that one because I was like, how do I not own this color? I love this color. Need to get some. By the way, if you're in a shopping mood for Blue Moon Fiber Arts, Tina just sent, we had ground bees, like a whole hive of them that hubby just dug the hive out last week and got rid of it because they're very aggressive and they were stinging the kids. But I think we've still got some around, obviously, because one just flew in my face. Huh. But Tina Newton, who owns Blue Moon Fiber Arts and is the chief dyer, she made an announcement through a newsletter and on her blog that because of the drought that's been going on now in Australia for a while, and just overall cost of sheep keeping, sheep production, wool production, the shearing, the milling, the spinning, the dyeing, everything, costs were going to increase. She hasn't really done a major market increase in a while, but because the cost of wool is going up for her, unfortunately she has to pass down the cost to us. So if you're looking to get some socks that rock at the lower prices, you can still order through like September 14th. So the end of this week, I'll try to get this up in a timely manner so you can get some socks that rock at the old prices before they go up. I believe the Socks That Rock lightweight is going up to $28 a skein, which, I mean, totally worth it. And I don't remember what medium and heavyweight is going up to, but the cost of all her yarns across the board, not just Socks That Rock, is increasing. So heads up, FYI, put in a big order before the prices increase, or wait until after if you want to support the industry. So those are the 3 I added. This one, and then the Marbles. I'm going to move my stitch marker over. And that is currently up to 83 centers joined on to this blanket, and it's huge. It's not huge. It's getting there. It's getting there. It's bigger. It needs to be bigger still. This is not big enough for me to snuggle under yet. Lap blanket-ish if my feet hang out the bottom. Consuela, don't eat sticks. This dog, I swear, she finds every stick in the yard, which I don't know where they come from, and then she chews on them. So now she's gonna play dead. Okay, anyway. It is what it is. That's what I did on that the last couple weeks. Next thing, hanging out and about ready to be transferred into a bigger bag in my Fat Squirrel Doctor Who Companions bag is Tara's Muffin Babies sweater, the Miss Piggy edition. So this is, and I probably, no, I still didn't put the right tag in here. Ah well. The pattern is Hearthstone by Isolde Teague. Hearthstone, can't talk, more coffee, wow. Hearthstone, there we go, by Isolde Teague. It's the size 6 to 8. Children's size 6 to 8, obviously. And so where was I last week? Please tell me I left the... Yes. So last week I had finished the 2 sleeves and I had about 8 inches of the body done, which you'll be able to see the little... Sorry, trying not to lose stitches here because it is quite slippery. There is my progress keeper dangling off the side there. Another one from Maliabella. And I have obviously, as you can see, finished the body, joined the sleeves, and I have done one cable pattern decreases there on the yoke. That's where I'm at. That's all I've done. We haven't been watching things that I can knit on this and pay attention to in the evenings, or I just haven't felt like it, or I have been working on the third project that I'll show you in a minute. So, like I said, the pattern is Hearthstone by Isolde Teague. The yarn, I still have Gabe's tag in here, is Sun Valley Fibers. It is their 100% superwash biffle DK weight. This is not Cricket. Cricket was the green I did the Kermit sweater out of. The Miss Piggy sweater is the colorway called Fire Witch. It's a very nice Miss Piggy / Barbie pink. So if you're looking for a hot pink for a little girl, Fire Witch from Sun Valley Fibers in their biffle, superwash biffle, is gorgeous. Yep, there's the plane. Planes, trains, automobiles. I swear that's what today is. Used a US 4 for all of my ribbing, which is what the pattern calls for. And then to get gauge, I had to go up to a size 8, which is a 5.0 millimeter needle. And that's what I'm currently knitting on. And yeah, it's coming along. I just have to finish the yoke and the neckline and it will be done. So, yeah. Third thing, something that I cast on for after speaking to a coworker. So I just cast this on like late last week or early this week. One of my coworkers at my new job, our dietitian, she has a very dear friend of hers that she found out was diagnosed with stage 4 esophageal cancer. So she's like trying to come up with things for her friend to eat. Hello, dietitian. She's able to help with that. And she was like racking all of our brains, like, what if you were going through chemo and radiation and everything, what would you want? She wants to put together like a huge goodie basket, gift basket, and people brought up hats, and I was like, well, I can do that. Wasn't sure if she'd want me to. So I asked her if she'd want me to knit a hat for her friend, and she's like, oh my god, yes, that would be amazing, because I knit through all of our morning meetings where we all huddle together. And I had the kids come down and help me pull out all, she said something blue. So I had the kids come down to the craft room, help me pull out every colorway I could find that had blue in it out of my Socks That Rock stash. And they ended up picking this. And of course I don't have the tag. It's downstairs on the computer. Because why wouldn't it be? This is Socks That Rock Lightweight from Blue Moon Fiber Arts in the colorway Ramalaba. Ramalaba? I keep saying Ramalama, like Ramalama Ding Dong, but that's not the color. Bike Path. So it's Ramalaba, R-A-M-A-L-A-B-A, and I'm using a US 3, so a 3.25 millimeter needle, and I'm knitting the Sock Head Slouch Hat by Kelly McClure. I did about 4.5 inches of ribbing. I know it calls for 4. I thought I was almost to 4, and then I kept going, and I can pretty much fold the ribbing up and it meets, so I've done 4.5 inches of hat. I don't want it to be super slouchy, so I think I'm just going to take it to 7 inches rather than 9. Somewhere in there. And yeah, go from there. So this has been my mindless evening TV knitting, and hopefully I'll just be able to tell you about this next week instead of show you, because I will have finished it. I'm hopeful. So that's everything that I have on the needles. So I think we have time for, yeah, at least one question out of the Any Questions thread. So let me pull it up. I'm missing the fall weather. It was like 70 degrees for a high earlier this week, and now we're back up into the 80s and 90s, and I miss it. I actually broke out a sweater yesterday, and it's like, why am I so warm? Oh yeah, it's like 85 and I'm drinking hot coffee outside. Huh. So the lovely Anne, ACP, over on Ravelry, she's had several questions, but hey, keep them coming. Everybody, you got anything, throw them at me. Said, hey Karen, if you have to give up one craft, knitting, crocheting, etc., which one would it be? If you could add a new craft or skill to your skill set, what would you add? So if I had to give up one craft, I'd probably say spinning, just because I don't get to do it that often. I love it when I do it. It's very meditative. Hello, planes. But I don't get to do it very much. So that would probably be the one that I would miss the least. So I'd say I'd give up that. If it has to be something that I do like more often rather than just like once a year, like I seem to do with my spinning, I'd probably say crochet, because honestly, knitting is my heart and soul. It's really my first crafting love, the first thing that stuck with me for so long. Everything else, cross stitch, beading, friendship bracelet weaving, spinning, everything else has kind of come and gone. It's had its waxing and waning periods. Knitting has stayed constant for me, so I'd definitely want to keep that one. But if it has to be something that I do on a fairly regular basis, then it would fall to crochet. Bye. And if I could add a new craft or skill to my skill set, what would you add? The one that I desperately want to add, and just because it's part of my heritage, it's something that my grandparents did, is hardanger embroidery. It's interesting that my German grandmother knew how to do hardanger embroidery and my Norwegian grandmother did not. But my mom knows how. It's a skill I do want to learn, that or shuttle tatting. I have the tatting thread, I have the shuttle, I just haven't learned yet. It's something that I'd like to pick up because I think it could be very, it's not really useful, it's just frivolous and pretty, and it's amazing to see people doing it because my mom does know how to shuttle tat. And it's I remember watching her when I was little, and just seeing the weaving in and out of threads. It's like watching bobbin lace being made. If you ever can find a video on YouTube of bobbin lace being woven, I just sit there fascinated by it. It's like, how can you do that? And so fast. I would be such a jumble of strings and everything. I'd look like I got tangled in a spider's web or something. To me, I'm like, I could never do that, but I'd love to learn. I'd love to try. And it would probably be a thing of like everybody teaching me would be laughing at me because I'd be awful at it. It's so slow. But it's, yeah, the shuttle tatting, I think I'd like to try. So there we go. 2 things I could potentially give up and 2 things that I would love to learn. I'm going to call it right there, and hopefully I will be back again next week. Also, I missed my podcast anniversary. It happened sometime in August. I can't remember the exact date, but I've been doing Round the Twist for the last 9 years. I mean, with a hiatus in there, but 9 years of the show, and I couldn't do it without all of you being willing to, you know, take time out of your day and watch and listen, and the show wouldn't be the show without you guys. So thank you for all your support over the years. Here's to another year, and that we can make it to a decade. So until next week, everybody, happy knitting.